Hello, please subscribe and like for our channel. Thanks very much. This picture show a 2-year-old boy. Is it clear? So they say list 3 obvious abnormality. What you see on the chest, those prominence that you see on the chest, they are called Ricketts rosier. Is it clear? Ricketts rosier. That's the first abnormality that you see on the chest like that. Is it clear? The second abnormality you can see at the level of the wrist. Is it clear? At the wrist, at the level of the wrist, you have wrist widening. Is it clear? You have wrist widening. Is it clear? We have also, so that's called, at the level of the wrist, you have what is called wrist widening. Is it clear? Meaning that there is a large space between the proximal aspect of the wrist and the distal aspect of the wrist. That's the wrist widening. And the next thing you see at the level of the knee there, it cannot be very well seen, but at the level of the knee you have what is called bowing at the knee. Is it clear? Bowing at the knee. So those are the 3 obvious abnormality, and those 3 obvious abnormalities are going to give you a diagnosis of Ricketts. Is it clear? So your diagnosis is Ricketts, not rickettsia. Please, rickettsia is a bacterial infection. It is not Ricketts. Is it clear? So in this case, your diagnosis is Ricketts. And you have to know that what? In children, the diagnosis is Ricketts, while in adult, the diagnosis is osteomalacia. Now, you need to know that what? There is a difference between osteomalacia and osteoporosis. So there is a difference between osteomalacia or Ricketts and osteoporosis. Now, in the case of osteoporosis, you are going to have what? A reduced bone density as a result of reduced calcification of the bone. Are you understanding? So you have a reduced bone density as a result of reduced calcification of the bone. Are you understanding? That's osteoporosis. Porosis. Is it clear? Meaning that they have a reduced bone density. Is it clear? And that bone density can come as a result of both the loss of the inorganic and the organic part of the bone. But in the case of Ricketts and osteomalacia, particularly I will speak about Ricketts here. I will not speak about osteomalacia. I'm going to speak about osteomalacia when you're going to do surgical short cases. In the case of Ricketts, you have reduced calcification of the bone and a concomitant increase in proliferation of the organic bone matter. Are you understanding? So you have reduced calcification of a bone and concomitant proliferation of the organic matter of the bone, and that's going to be called the osteoid tissue. I hope you're understanding that definition of Ricketts. In Ricketts, you have reduced bone mass. You have a reduced bone mass, not a bone density. It's a reduced bone mass as a result of decalcification and a concomitant increase in the organic part of the bone that is called the osteoid tissue. Meaning that what? Meaning that you have the same bone volume. In the case of Ricketts, sorry, you have the same bone volume, but in that volume you have reduced calcified tissues. Are you understanding? But in the case of osteoporosis, both the volume and the calcification reduces. That's the difference that you have between the two. So in Ricketts, what happens is that you have reduced calcification. Since you have reduced calcification, increased proliferation of the osteoid tissue, what happens is that the osteoid tissue are going to proliferate. So in these children, you can have a large cranium. Is it clear? You may have a large cranium. Is it clear? You may have what is called a tabes cranium. Is it clear? You may have bowing, since there is no calcification of the legs. You have bowing at the level of the legs. You have windswept legs. Is it clear? You have Ricketts rosier. Is it clear? So those are the different characteristics that you are going to have. Is it clear? So as you can visualize, those are the different characteristics. Now, in this case, the next thing is list 3 important investigations. So the important investigation that you have to do at the level of Ricketts, the first important investigation that you are going to have is so since you have to know that Ricketts is a result of a vitamin D deficiency, is it clear? And vitamin D is involved in metabolism of calcium, is it clear? So the first thing that you ask is you want to visualize if there is low level of vitamin D or not. Is it clear? And you have to visualize if there is low level of vitamin D or not. So you visualize vitamin D level of blood, particularly vitamin D3, which is 125 dihydrovitamin D. Is it clear? Dihydroxy vitamin D. The second thing that you visualize is you visualize or 125 dihydrocalciferol. Is it clear? The second thing that you visualize is the level of calcium of blood, and the third thing that you visualize is the level of phosphate of blood. Now, generally, in case of rickets, since there is low level of vitamin D, you are going to have low level of vitamin D3 in blood. You are going to have low level of calcium in blood, and you are also going to have low level of phosphate in blood, because calcium results to an increased calcification of bone. More is going to make the calcium and the phosphate to enter all into the bone. Is it clear? So generally, those are the different things that you have to understand on rickets. So from here, I say thanks for your kind attention. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for our channel. Thank you.